Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. And the topic of this 10-minute moan is a Pakistani paedophile who's not getting deported because that would harm his children. Yep, that's right, another one. So the Home Office appealed against the wrong decision after a judge rules it would be unduly harsh on his toddlers if he was forced to leave the UK. Pakistani father who was jailed for child sex offences. The computer's just disappeared there. Escaped deportation because it would be unduly harsh on his children. Here's something for you. Keeping them here might be unduly harsh on all our children. Isn't it odd? The unnamed father of two toddlers, who was granted anonymity by an immigration court, well that's nice, had been banned from living with his children since he was convicted of trying to get three barely pubescent girls to engage in sex and was jailed for 18 months. However, a lower tribunal judge ruled that he should not be deported back to Pakistan because it would be unduly harsh for the children to be without their father. He's a paedophile. Probably the best place for him is not to be with children. The Home Office appealed against the decision and was backed by Judith Gleeson, an upper tribunal judge, who set aside the ruling, criticising it as contrary to evidence, plainly wrong and rationally unsupportable. The case is ongoing. It's the latest case which foreign criminals have been allowed to remain in the UK by immigration tribunals because they have ruled the deportation would breach their rights to a family life under Article 8 of the European Convention on Human Rights, the ECHR. So under Article 8, we can't send this guy back home because his kids, he's got to have a right to a family life. This guy tried to abuse children. Barely pubescent. What would that be? 12-year-olds? You could have a family life in Pakistan with the kids. I didn't stop you doing that. But no. ECHR again, no, stays here. Others uncovered by the Telegraph include a Polish serial offender whose deportation was halted after a court ruled that he was a father figure to his nephew, who would face disproportionate impact if he was removed, and an Albanian criminal allowed to stay in Britain partly because his son would not eat. I've done this video, he would not eat foreign chicken nuggets. That video's already out. I'll put a link at the end, you can watch it. The Pakistani man was granted leave to remain in the UK after coming to join his wife, with whom he has two children, aged 3 and 4, in 2018. In March 2021, he started targeting prepubescent girls aged 12, 13 and 14, who were in fact decoys in what was believed to be an undercover police operation, the court was told. It continued for 18 months until his arrest in August 2022 and subsequent imprisonment that December, when he was also made subject of a deportation order by Suella Braverman, who was then the Home Secretary, and sentenced him 18 months in jail. The judge was damning in ruling that he was in denial about his offences and making excuses, leading to the conclusion that there was very little prospect of rehabilitation. The judge also said there was no significant impact on his wife or children by jailing him because he was not living in the family home. But he suddenly is now, right? When we need a guy with a jail card and let's no deport me card, he's suddenly living with them again. He was also placed in the sex offenders register and banned from using social media to contact any underage girls. Despite this judgment, the lower immigration tribunal judge who heard his appeal against deportation accepted that it would be unduly harsh to separate him from his children. His actions separated him from his children, whom he was being allowed to see for up to 12 hours a day under supervised contact. The judge also placed weight on the wife's claim that she felt partly responsible for his online grooming of girls because she had not been able to have sex with him after being admitted to hospital treated for COVID. Gets better, doesn't it? It's now his wife's fault he wants to have sex with young girls, underage girls, paedophile, right? Her guilt would be an additional burden and would detrimentally impact her ability to care for her children, albeit not at a level requiring social services intervention. The judge ruled, in light of the above matters considered, I am satisfied it would be unduly harsh for the children to be without their father. It's absolutely mental. However, Ms. Gleeson backed the Home Office appeal against the judgment, saying the first-tier judge findings of fact are credible or contrary to evidence plainly wrong and rationally insupportable. She said the judge had failed to take account of the strength of the sentencing. Judge's remarks, adding his characterisation of these offences as a mere blip on the appellant's life is unsound and inadequately reasoned. The emphasis on the wife's failure to provide intimate relations to her husband when she was unwell and or a new mother does not explain why the claimant felt the need to engage with barely pubescent girl children online. The absence of marital relationships is no excuse and should not be given weight in a judge's reasoning. She referred the case back to the lower tier tribunal to be reconsidered. Isn't it mental? It is absolutely bonkers. Robert Jenrick, the Shadow Justice Secretary, said Pakistani paedophile case was another insulting abuse of our immigration system. I have serious concerns about the capabilities of the lower tribunal judge who made the initial decision. There has to be accountability for judges to make decisions that are plainly wrong. That's a good shout, actually. I quite like that. But it's just, it goes back to this old chestnut. It's ECHR all the time. It's just protects so many illegal immigrants, fake, false asylum seekers, and now criminals. Right? It's bonkers. And it needs changing. But we have Keir Starmer and his buddy, the Attorney General, both who were ex-human rights lawyers, who will know plenty of human rights lawyers. Can you imagine the impact coming away from the ECHR and writing their own ones, by the way? We don't just have no human rights. Kind of simple thing to expect, right? But we don't have one that allows nonsense like this. Okay? Criminal, your human rights should be, we will not slap you, right? That's it. We'll give you some food, we'll give you shelter, and we won't abuse you, right? That's the only human rights you need as a criminal. All this nonsense about boys, my boy doesn't like chicken nuggets in Albania, and my kids that I've not been with for years, I'll be harshly treated if I have to go to Pakistan. There is nothing stopping you to take them. You're going off you pop, right? If your kids need to be with you, I'm quite sure they could get to Pakistan with you. Not a problem. But no, we put it up and go, you can stay. And we've got a guy in charge of our country who point blank refuses to come out of the European Commission for Human Rights. It's bonkers. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not already done so, please hit subscribe and the notification bells. Put your comments and opinions below, please. But most importantly of all, as long as you're not the type of person that makes fortunes out of keeping criminals in our country by abusing the European Commission of Human Rights legislation, no you. But
everyone else, have a great day. Cheerio, bye now.